All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a quick video on how it's better to be a low-level Israelite, right, than a Hebrew Israelite demon of high rank, man. And it's starting to come out, all the things that all of these Israelites are doing, man, right? How men are stealing other men's wives from their congregation, kicking them out of communities, right? And then selling their daughters off, right? That kind of stuff's coming out. It's coming out about how people are trying to sell people names, right? They're trying to sell you a name so that you can have a identity that's more godly than the one that you previously had, man. And they're trying to sell you that, right? As if they're giving you some proper classification or anything like that. They're just trying to sell you a name that they could just agree with you to call you that, and you agree that that's your name, but they're trying to sell it to you, right? It's starting to come out, man. It's starting to come out, all the things that these Israelites that are high rank are doing, man, and it's coming out that they're wicked. So the conclusion of that is it's better to be a low level Israelite, right, than a demon with a high rank and a name, man. Right? It's better to be a low level Israelite that Yahweh is going to show mercy to than a demon of high rank, man. Right? And Salakia, man, I can't even think of a scripture to apply this point I made, man. But I'll get some, don't worry. John chapter 15 and verse 16, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, and that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. This thing ain't about, oh, because I'm ranked, that means that I'm of the elect, because I look like it, because I've got the best career path, and because I've got money, and because I've got a congregation, the congregation respects my name, that means that I'm chosen, man. That ain't how it works, man. But you're finding out that some of these people that are high rank are demons, man, and they're taking advantage of people. How you gonna get 100,000 for selling another man's daughter? Like you said, that's not a dowry when you're doing that, man. You're trying to be a pimp, bro. Because it's not like her father's not alive. You're doing that behind the father's back, trying to sell another man's daughter, man. You know how wicked that is. That is extremely evil, man. For somebody to do that, extremely evil. Extremely evil, man. But we're finding out that a lot of these Israelites of high rank are really demons, man. They're really demons, bro. They're really demons, man. And let me get this, because the people that are actually the ones that are going to be the chosen ain't going to be the ones that people expect to be, because that would be too easy. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 26. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Right? So the people that, when people want to try and talk about, oh, how is this guy going to try and rebuke me for anything when I'm old enough to be his daddy? Mate, what are you talking about? Didn't Eli, who, in fact, let me get that scripture, man. Because when I heard that this guy, this pastor, this demon, when I heard that he said that, I was thinking, who the hell does he think he is? Who do you think you are? That because you're old, that nobody can't tell you nothing? You sound like an old West Indian woman, man. Because you're old, you think no one can't say nothing to you. That's not how it works, mates. Job chapter 32 and verse 4. Now Eli who had waited till Job had spoken, because they were elder than he. When Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these three men, then his wrath was kindled. And Elihu the son of Barachel the Buzite answered and said, I am young, and ye are very old. Wherefore I was afraid, and durst not show you mine opinion. I said, they should speak, a multitude of years should teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment. Therefore I said, hearken to me, I will show mine opinion. And he started telling them about himself, man, when you read it. And what he said, when you read the story of Job, man, what he was saying about how Yahweh can do things was right, man. He was even telling Job, you don't start getting on a hype. Because, and this ain't exactly how he said it, man. I'm just summarizing how he was saying it. He was telling Job, don't try and act like you're so super righteous and act like Yahweh can't judge you for nothing, because who do you think you are? Yahweh can test men with judgments that he does. So even if you can't find a particular thing that you think you did wrong, it could still be a test. So ultimately, watch your mouth. But this Pastor Dower guy trying to talk like no one can't tell him nothing because he's old. Who do you think you are? Because that would mean then that only people that are your age can tell you something. But what if you're living in a society or in a city where you're the youngest man? You're 30, right? But every other man is 50 plus, right? But they're all adulterers, they're all alphabet community, they're all stealing, lying, and robbing. Does that mean that then you can't be a judge and tell them anything? Because they're older than you and they're old enough to be your dad? Get the hell out of here, man. But that's something that a grimy nigger would say. That's something that a nigger would say, man. So that they can try and escape any kind of judgment. And doesn't the Bible talk about an old adulterer that doteth? Doesn't the Bible speak about that? And there's a difference between meeting a woman, right, and she's had men before you, versus a man living in your community and he gets kicked out of your community, and then you take his woman. So when you kick him out of your community, you don't kick his woman out of the community. You let the woman and his daughter stay, because that was the plan all along, really. But he ain't gonna admit that. But that was the plan all along, right? And all the time when he would have saw that man's wife, he would have been scheming, man, and trying to show how much of a man he is compared to her, man, so that he can take a next man's wife. Even King David did that and was rebuked for doing that, man. So if King David, who's a man after the Most High's heart, did that, right, and we've read about it in the scriptures, we're supposed to believe that this guy wasn't scheming on that man's wife. No, I don't believe that, man. We know how you grimy jiggers are out there, and calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite don't change how wicked some of you are, man, in a lot of cases. And that's why I'm saying it's better to be a low-ranked Israelite, right, than a ranked Israelite that's a demon, right? It's better for no one to even know your name, right? But the Lord to be like, well, he's trying, I'm gonna have mercy on him. Then for you to be all up out there and you're just a demon, man. Lying about people, stealing from them, selling names, right? Begging tithes all the time, selling garments, selling everything under the sun, man. And then on top of that, lying about the scriptures and not even preparing the congregation what the Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16 prophecies, which is coming. And they are definitely going to make it mandatory to make people have that thing in their body in order to be able to buy or sell, man. So despite all, and then they're not, that Pastor Dow guy, he ain't saying Yahweh. He's saying Yah. With his lazy doctrine self, man. He's saying Yah. He ain't even saying Yahweh. He ain't even saying, here it is on the video I saw, he had the Paleo Hebrew name of Yahweh there. But he's saying Yah, he says Yah. But that's only the first name. That's only the first sound of that four Paleo Hebrew character name. So he ain't even telling his congregation that, to my understanding. But then he's down for selling someone's wife, selling someone's daughter, though. He's down for stealing the next man's wife. And let's just make it clear, if any of us was to have been like, you know what, I think that this guy is singing it real out here, and we was to have joined that congregation, and he would have liked the look of our women, he would have tried to scheme and plot, and in his congregation teachings and that, he would have been trying to say things subtly, right, about what the man's supposed to do, what a real man is and all of that, to try and set something up to where our women can leave us. Because a guy that's an adulterer is an adulterer all the time, man. He don't care if it's his boy's woman, He don't care if it's his son's woman. He don't care if it's his brother's woman. He's just an adulterous demon, man. Adulterers, they don't really care whose woman it is, man. They don't care. The more dastardly the adultery is, the better for them. Right? Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 32, but whoso committeth adultery with a woman, lack of understanding, he that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. So now that he's did that, right, he's gonna have to lie and defend that. He's gonna have to try and make out like what he did ain't wrong. But he knows damn well that it is though. But he's gonna have to try and say stuff like, y'all don't know, y'all ain't here. Y'all don't know the ins and outs. We know what the scriptures say though. We know what the scriptures say, don't we? Adultery is wrong. And in that particular case, he could have avoided that, man. He could have not did that. He could have, when he kicked the man out, just said, you know what? You and your woman can go too. But he's instead trying to go on like he's that guy's slave master and that he got the wife when he was there. So when he leaves, he's got to leave alone. That's how he's trying to do it. But he wouldn't want no one to steal his wife though. And just the fact that he said, because you're younger than me, you can't tell me nothing, shows that he knows that he did something wrong. But he thinks that somebody his own age is the only one that can tell him nothing. Which is ridiculous, man. Because if he got arrested under Esau's law and he saw that the judge was old and was young enough to be his son, he ain't going to feel bold to say that to that person. He ain't going to dare. And again, that's why I say it's better to be a low-ranked Israelite than an Israelite with rank and a name who's a demon, man. And we're finding out that really only the apostles of Great Millstone don't be doing dodgy things on the side like that, man. Imagine we've seen Nate, man, on a horse, bro. Right? We've seen people that are the heads of ISUPK. We've seen them speaking to flipping, what's his name, man? No, Adam 22 from No Jumper, right? We've seen other people that are heads of Israelite camps on No Jumper, right? But could you picture seeing Apostle Tahar speaking to Adam 22 on No Jumper? I don't think so. Could you picture seeing Apostle Ariam Lab in this kingdom on a horse during the Passover? I don't think so, bro. Could you picture Apostle Gabar slumped off with one leg on the arm rest on a throne during the Passover, while other men are in balaclavas talking about I'm half hood, half holy with a t-shirt on, right? With an assault rifle, all on camera. I don't think you could picture that. You couldn't picture them doing it, and why is that? Because there's something about them, and this ain't no kissing ass neither, man. Because I don't kiss ass, man. I'm not in the business of kissing ass, but when I've got eyes to see. I've got eyes to see, man. Right? People wouldn't accept them doing that, but they accept all these other people doing it, man. People have tried to make outlandish claims about the leaders of Great Millstone, but they ain't got no evidence of them doing any of the things that they see all these other people doing. You couldn't picture Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ariam Lab, Apostle Rakar, right? Apostle Tahar on no horse getting rolled into the Passover with Edomites. They'd all probably get angry that Edomites even around that close to their Passover, to be honest with you. Right? Neither could you picture them with their leg all slumped off to the side on thrones, right? You couldn't picture them having their own secret community and they're stealing next man's wives. In fact, whenever I hear the stories about how Apostle Tahar was doing things in the One West, when I hear Apostle Gabar talk about these times, and Apostle Rakar and Apostle Ayamlam, it's not even normally Apostle Tahar talking about these things himself. They're bunning out. They go into how Apostle Tahar was pretty much saying that women should get out of the old One West because they was being adulterers and causing confusion in there. They was telling the women to get out. They was telling the women to get out of there. So you can't try and say, oh, they do that, right? But people accept all these other people doing these things because really they're just against the true doctrine, man. It's the doctrine that they're against, and they're against Yahweh Shai, man. Because the things that all these other people do, You wouldn't pick. You wouldn't. No one would accept them doing that. No one would accept Apostle Tahar rapping, spitting 16s to a beat and having some 5 minute intro or Apostle Ariam having some 5 minute intro on the videos where they're selling this, selling marriage counseling and all these different things, man. Why are you selling marriage counseling for? What another man does with his woman ain't none of your business, fam. That's none of your beeswax to be all up in there. That would get on my nerves. If someone's trying to get all up in me and my woman's relationship, I'd be like, that's none of your business. And that's ultimately what leads to adultery, man. Verse 33, a wound and a dishonor shall he get. When someone's an adulterer, you can't trust that guy, man. If you know that someone's an adulterer, you ain't going to even bring them around your house, man. Because when they're there, they're going to be trying to make sneaky jokes, trying to put you down so that they can raise themselves up. They're going to be doing the most without it talking. You know what I mean? They're going to come to your house dressed in a way to try and get your woman to be trying to look at them instead of you. They're going to do that, man. And again, that's why I say it's better to be a low-level Israelite, right, than a ranked Israelite that's a demon. Now, if Yahweh decides to build someone's rank up, he'll do that over time, man. But a lot of these people that have got all these names out there and they're known and all these people are praising them, it's coming out that they're wicked. It's coming out that some of the things that they're doing ain't right, man. And then on top of that, a lot of them ain't even teaching the right doctrine. But then they'll say when they see somebody that they don't know is saying to them about who are you to tell me anything? That's what they'll say. As if another Israelite that read the scriptures can't see what you're doing and see that what you're doing ain't right. Verse 34, for jealousy and his reproach shall not be wiped away. Verse 33, a wound and a dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou give us many gifts. So let's say that guy, after he sold that man's daughter and after he stole his wife, right, was to say, you know what then? Since it was your daughter, I'll give you 50% of the dowry. He ain't going to accept that money. And he ain't going to accept, oh, sorry for stealing your wife. Here's 20K. He ain't going to accept that. He ain't going to accept that money, man. It's coming out that a lot of these Israelites out there, right, are wicked, man. But then they try and make out like the apostles of Great Millstone are wicked for calling out what they do. But then even some of the time, some of the things where these stories are coming out, it's not even the apostles of Great Millstone that are bringing these things out, man. It wasn't the apostles or any brother in Great Millstone that found out that Pastor Dow was committing adultery with people of his congregation's women. That was some next person. That was another person that did that, man. Ringo TV that found out that. Because the eyes of the Lord are watching people, man, to see what kind of things they do, man. And any man, me, anyone, the things that they do behind the scenes that they think are hidden, Yahweh, to embarrass you, will bring it out and make people see your shame, man. He'll bring it out and then people will know, oh, that's what this guy does. And you can't stop yourself. And then when it happens, you have to accept the shame, man. You can't try it. You end up having to swallow that shame, man. It's better to be a low-ranked Israelite than a high-ranked Israelite that's a demon, man.